Get ready with me as I talk about being paralyzed. Watch me go from this to this. Okay, let's go. So I've been putting this video off for too long. I think that now I am ready to talk about it. It has been a year since I have become paralyzed, and let's just jump into it. I think the most interesting thing about being paralyzed is that it is not at all what you think it is. You know, you don't feel nothing, you actually feel quite a bit. So, how I described being paralyzed when I first became paralyzed and I was laying in the hospital bed, I swear I felt like I was falling through the bed. Like half of my body, or the paralyzed part of my body, felt like it was frozen inside of the mattress. It was such a weird feeling. So I can feel pins and needles everywhere, but mostly in my feet. And if you were to think of it like electricity, I feel like sometimes there's flickers of power. Like if I try to clench, it'll start to increase, but then it's like the power shuts off and it'll go away. When I try to move my legs, I do have the sensation as if my muscles are trying to clench, but if I'm trying to move them, it sort of feels like they're moving in slow motion. So most of the pain that I experience is around my level of injury, which is at the T5, T6 level. That's around the upper ab chest area. And so there's about a 3-inch section that wraps around my body, and it burns, stings really bad, like pins and needles. So I can't feel stomach aches or period cramps, but if, that doesn't mean that there's not ever a time in which I don't have a stomach ache, I just can't perceive it. So when I am having some stomach problems, that signal will get sent up to that nerve section, and it'll just increase that pain as a way of communicating to me that something is up. So I don't get the sensation of urgency that I need to pee, so I have to remember to cath every 4 hours to empty my bladder. However, if it exceeds around 400 milliliters inside my bladder, I will get other signals. I'll get goosebumps, I'll start to sweat, and at that point I will start to feel this sort of cooling, watery sensation in my bladder area. And it's very weird feeling. It feels wavy. I don't know how to explain that, but it's a sort of subtle way of telling me I need to empty my bladder. And we have what we call a bowel program, which is just to go number 2 every day. We try to do it at the same time. If you're lucky, it'll be under an hour. I remember when I first became paralyzed, I had 2-hour bowel programs. Now I switched to enemas, and I have about 30-minute to 15-minute bowel programs. So much better. Okay, moving on from that, one more thing I wanted to bring up before I run out of time is that breathing does not feel the same. It feels like I have a very tight corset wrapped around my waist every time I try to breathe out because, the stomach muscles are paralyzed. So that's all the time I have for now. Thank you for listening. I'm going to be doing more of these, so stay tuned. And thank you to those who sent in questions. I will answer those in future videos. All right. See you next time.